Hey there, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 4 of my favorite 30 progressive rock albums of the 70s. We've been counting down all month here in June 2023, 30 days in the month. 30, my favorite 30 progressive rock albums of the 70s, the glory years of progressive rock. I have assigned myself a task of no more than 3 albums by any one band to appear in my list. And we're down to the last couple, right? The last few. And we've all been playing each and every month, each and every day this month. I've noticed all of you picking some great ones. We've picked some similar ones. We've picked some different ones. That's the way it goes because we all have our favorites. Today, my pick number 4 is the 6th studio album from this particular band. It was released October 24th, 1978. Recorded at Rockfield Studios in Wales and at Vizian Studios in London. There's at Vizian Studios once again. Produced by Terry Brown and the band for Anthem Records. Hemispheres. That's right. Rush, Hemispheres. Classic album. You know, Rush, of course, a band that seems to transcend all genres, but participate in all of them as well, right? We had them on my favorite hard rock and metal albums of the 80s. Here they are on my favorite prog albums of the 70s. Will they appear on my favorite hard rock and metal albums of the 70s show next month? There's a good chance they might, right? Because they've got pure prog albums. They've got pure heavy albums. They've got albums that do both. They've got some kind of lighter pop albums. They got Rush has all sorts of stuff, right? But most people, and we already saw Farewell to Kings on my list this month, most people wouldn't argue too much that Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres, you could argue to pick one or two others, are their prog albums of the 70s and deserve to be mentioned in a list like this. Granted, there's still some plenty of heavy stuff on these albums, but this is the band at their most prog for sure. And of course, you know, who's in the band? Gee, do we even need to go there, right? Geddy Lee on bass guitar, Moog synthesizer, various other synths and things. Lead vocals, of course. Alex Lifeson, 6 and 12 string. Acoustic and electric guitars, classical guitars. He fiddled around with a guitar synthesizer, I believe, rolling on this album as well. Neil Peart, drums, percussion, bells, cowbells, gongs, all sorts of things like that, as well as the main lyric writer in the band, right? So, yeah, what's on this album? You know, this album is, I always remark on just how short this album really is. I mean, it's you think with such epic stuff on here that this would be a long, like 45-minute album for the time, but really it's, you know, barely over 30 minutes. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. But what a half hour plus we got here, right? Of course, it kicks off on side 1 with Cygnus X-1, book 2, Hemispheres. We're kicking off, you know, we're continuing on from a Farewell to Kings, 18-minute long track. Everything you love about Rush, right? The fast stuff, the slower, more atmospheric stuff, the complex stuff. It's heavy, it's light, it's proggy. You got Geddy's wailing vocals, awesome sci-fi lyrics. I mean, you know, Prelude, Apollo, Bringer of Wisdom, Dionysus, Bringer of Love, Armageddon, The Battle of Heart and Mind, Cygnus, Bringer of Balance, and The Sphere, A Kind of Dream, right? Excellent stuff. You know, again, another one of those epic length tracks, sidelong length tracks from the 70s that is definitely should be on everyone's radar if you love the big, long songs, long-form compositions. Over on side 2, we get some shorter stuff. Right, you get Circumstances, good hard rocker, right? That's just basically what that is. Catchy hook on the chorus, good riffing from Alex, great track, and then of course you got The Trees. Love that classical guitar bit to open it up, just awesome, right? The Trees is just filled with drama. Just under 5 minutes long. Another great track on here. And then, of course, the other lengthy piece on the album, the instrumental For me, one of my favorite Alex Lifeson vehicles in the entire Rush catalog is La Villa Strangiato, which means an exercise in self-indulgence. It's complicated. It's got great acoustic and electric guitars, great guitar solo from Alex towards the latter half of the song. Just really great ensemble playing. The drum is off the charts, of course, the bass. I mean, it's broken down into a whole bunch of parts. What do we got? 10, 12 parts. I mean, just listen to the titles of these parts here. Buenas noches, mein Freund, to sleep, perchance to dream, Strangiato theme, A Lurkst in Wonderland, Monsters, The Ghosts of the Aragon, Danforth and Pape, The Waltz of the Shreves, Never Turn Your Back on a Monster, Monsters reprise, Strangiato theme reprise, and A Farewell to Things. Never mind the Kings, right? Yeah, a classic album. Great album. Many people that I talk to and have talked to over the years cite this. If it's not their favorite Rush album, it's a top 3. I wouldn't argue that. It has always been a top 3 for me as far as the studio albums go. And it makes it to number 4 on my list here today. How about chart positions here, right? All right, Canada. No surprise here. Number 14. The Dutch album charts, 178. In the UK, made it to number 14. U.S. Billboard charts, number 47. As far as certifications go, platinum seller in Canada, 100,000 units sold. United Kingdom, silver, 60,000 units sold. And in the United States, this is a platinum album, 1 million copies sold as of last certification. So again, this not an enormous seller at the time, but as Rush started, that's the one cool thing about bands like this is each album builds and builds on the next, and then people who miss the earlier albums when they first came out and start buying, albums like Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves and Signals, right? The big sellers. Then start going backwards and buying a lot of these albums that they missed early on. So that's, the sales of Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres and 2112 and whatnot, those started to rise based on the, continued success of the band as they start to gain new fans and whatnot. So, yeah, that's my pick for today. Pick number 4 is Hemispheres by Rush. Great album. Let us know what you think of, I didn't pull it down, but a great reissue of this a couple years ago, which has, the remastered album, plus a bonus live album from that tour, from that era. Great. All sorts of cool bonus stuff. Love those reissues. Really, really good. That's why when the Signals one came out and there was no additional live stuff, and I'm like, well, guess I'm not buying that, because I'm perfectly happy with the original or the remaster that I have from Signals, which I bought however many years ago, and without a live album like all these other ones have had. No thanks. Don't need to buy Signals again. I've already bought Signals like 4 times over the years. I don't think I need it again unless you really hook me in with something cool, right? So, which they didn't this time around. So anyway, let us know what you think of Hemispheres down in the comments below, as well as your pick for day number 4, or pick number 4, I should say. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, we got the links below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks in advance for all your help there. How cool are these photos from the inside of the original album? Always loved them. Very, very cool. And stay tuned. We've got coming up tonight. Was that the original album? Or maybe that was part of the poster. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Let's take a look. I know these pics were the original album. I don't remember, to be honest with you. It's a long ago since I had the vinyl of Hemispheres. But I know those. I'm trying to think. Were those inside the original LP? I think I also had that big wall poster of Rush. I don't know if any of you guys had it from right around this time period. And I'm 100% sure that this picture of Alex, this photo of Alex, was on that wall poster. And I remember Getty having the double neck Rickenbacker on 1 or 2 of the pics. I don't know. We're going way back, folks. So anyway, for those of you who still have the vinyl of Hemispheres, let me know if those 3 live shots were inside. I think they were, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, in the prog seat coming at you tonight. Of course, we've got another album study this time. It's Kansas Song for America, so stay tuned for that. We'll be dissecting, talking about that great album from Kansas, their second album, so tune in tonight for that, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Sea Tranquility, and we'll see you tomorrow with my pick number 3 as we wind up the month. I have got my list ready to go for next month, which of course will be my 31 favorite hard rock and metal albums of the 70s. I've got the list all set up. I did it last night. I have a feeling I might be tweaking a couple things. You know what it is? It's like there are, you often get albums that you put on these lists that you think should be on the list just because of who the bands are, and then you're thinking, it's like, oh, well, I really do like this album a lot, but am I including this album just because of who the band are, or there I have other albums that I like more? And I have a couple of those on my list, and again, I love these albums, but I'm thinking there might be more obscure stuff or albums by bands that are not as popular that I really enjoy more. So I have like a couple of those on my list, and I'm like, I might swap those out. I woke up this morning thinking about that crazy things you think about in the morning when you wake up from sleeping for 7 hours or whatever, and so I'll be tweaking that over the next couple of days. But of course that series will be starting on Saturday, so I'll be ready to go. Don't you worry with pick number 31 Saturday morning. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. What else is happening here on the channel this week? Of course, we've got tomorrow. We've got What's Hot with Sea Tranquility today, so I should have 3 or 4 new album reviews for you tomorrow. And then we've got Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. Stay tuned for that. We've also got the UK Connection coming up on Saturday, where we will be talking about and ranking the songs on an album by Huey Lewis and the News. Yes, did you ever think that you would hear about Huey Lewis and the News on Sea of Tranquility, right? Well, Simon, Stephen, and I are going to be talking about the Sport album, right? Which was a huge seller here in the States, right? So ranking the songs on a classic album, we'll be kind of doing that tomorrow on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday is ranking the albums. I will be ranking the catalog of 70s sort of obscure prog band Gravy Train, right? So short catalog, 4 or 5 albums. I'll be ranking those for you this weekend. And we've got some fun stuff coming up, though. We've got the following week, we've got Jim Bakke, Craig Kaminsky, and myself will be ranking the catalog of Fu Manchu, California stoner metal legends. That's coming up in the following Sunday. Jamie Lazo and myself will be ranking the catalog of Blood Ceremony. Jamie and I are also going to be ranking the catalog of Monster Magnet coming up. I've got ranking shows coming up in the not-too-distant future for Winery Dogs. Rick Labonte will be helping me out with that. We've got Stephen Reed and myself will be doing Pendragon, great British prog band. I'll be ranking the catalog of Sly and the Family Stone. What else we got on? I've got a long list of stuff that I'm looking to get to. So it'll all come in its time. Till then, we'll see you real soon. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow morning. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.